Oh Lord, this. Oh, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Two Scrippers One Pole. Obviously, you know, shit be shitting. Shits do be shitting now. But this isn't an episode about shit, I promise y'all. Hey y'all. So I am recording this the day before Thursday. And I'm hoping I can get it out on time, right? Because I keep saying I'm gonna backlog it. But the week it's not enough week. Who can I talk to in the management to make the week longer, right? Without having to sacrifice sleep. But yeah, like since having COVID, it was like, now that we're also let me say happy gay month to all my gay people. I love you. Go gays. Where is my gay fan? So I can fucking fan myself because it's hot as hell in here with, all gay and shit. Anyway, back to what I was saying. But yeah, I was like, oh, this is the last month of June and I don't think I ever said like happy Pride. So happy Pride to all my alphabet fellow people. What the hell was I saying? Being busy, and then it's just like I be telling myself that Tuesday is going to be the recording day because then it gives me time to edit it and schedule everything before like either I find myself in this predicament on a Wednesday night or the day of or after. But I've definitely been meeting the Saturday. Excuse me. Oh, speaking of burping, that's gonna come up. But I find myself making it on time Saturday, because even if I'm busy in the day Saturday, like I can still edit it and post it, so everything is always posted by Saturday. But the goal is record and edit Tuesdays to post Thursdays and Saturdays. And yeah, and I've been sitting on, I was supposed to post that damn reel. Lord have mercy. It's okay, because I can post it whenever, because y'all get what the fuck I give you. Hey, do I have a correction? I feel like I do have a correction. What is this? Oh, let me play my sound effect, because y'all know I be loving when I have the sound effect. And for my listeners, all of that, like, nonsense that was happening in the beginning, I was trying to read my phone because I got a message from Molly, and Molly be talking crazy, and then I knocked over my water bottle in the process, so it was just a lot happening all at once, kind of like my life, you know what I'm saying? So, corrections. Okay. Y'all still ain't giving me no motherfucking sound effects. I'm waiting. twoscrippersonepole@gmail.com. At some point in last week's video, I definitely said loyal fans when I was talking about mini vids. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal, but when I went back, I was like, I did not mean that. I meant specifically mini vids. And if I'm correct, I'm thinking about I was talking about I was live. So mini vids has the store that I want to utilize, and then they do tokens instead of just like straight tips. But I don't know. And I was going, when I told the story about the sub, who's now on punishment because he picked the right one, which is really the wrong one to play with. You can't give him too much, because then you give a motherfucker an inch, then he want to take a yard, and it's not that. But yeah, he's on live stream timeout because he pissed me off the other day. But that's neither here nor there. I will eventually talk about that in Central Friend Down. So join Patreon. I need my glasses. Where are my glasses? I've been trying to find them, and I just have no idea. Like, I really just want to get into my studious cutie bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now, and I'm really annoyed. Well, it's a good thing I don't have them, because I was trying. I'm going to get back on the correction. I was trying so hard to record this episode in the daylight, because now the sun about to set, because I just like the natural light, and right now the ring light is all bright, and I guess one of my lights in the dining room is out. If I turn this light on, it's just like a big yellow orb right here. I don't really like it. Let me see. I I don't know how I feel about it. Okay, I'm done. But yeah, it's just a whole bunch of bright lights, so it's hard. But I wanted to actually at least have this done, so if I don't post it in the morning, that I at least have it. And once I'm done with work tomorrow, I can post it actually on the day that I say is due. So I was talking about, yeah, like this day today drained me. But back to the correction. Did I finish? Oh, I was live streaming. That was really, I went on this whole tangent when really all I was trying to say is I was live streaming on both of them at the same time. I started on Loyal Fans. I was like, well, since I'm here, let me just add mini vids to the thing. So that's all. I only said I only said Loyal Fans instead of mini vids once, but it really bothered me because I wanted y'all to know what I was talking about. The other correction, anyway, is that I said, I was talking about how I'm really bad at birthdays now, and I don't understand why I can't remember. But I said, "Ooh, Lord, I need a nap," but I just woke up from a nap. I said Anton's birthday was in April, but it's definitely in August. I'm in August because we both Virgos. Like our birthday's like 4 days apart, which I thought was 2, but that's neither here nor there. Or is it? Wait, is it the 26th or the 28th? It's one of them motherfucking days, okay? I don't know. Happy birthday, if you hear this. Happy early birthday, okay? Anyway, so as I was saying, well, that was my correction. So, the past, I guess, week, because it's been more or less a week since I recorded, it's been a lot. And I was like, I don't really know what I want to talk about too much because the stuff that I have been dealing with is all still in the, like, we're still in the thick of it. And I'm like, I don't want to go talking about it because it's just like, oh my God, it's so much. And it has to do with work. It has to do with, like, I've been doing some shadow work, y'all. Some shadow work. And what is shadow work? I was thinking about this, right? So, basically, let me read the definition of some shadow work. And funny to see, and I'll post a link to this where I'm reading this from. But this is a blog post that I did come across, and it said, okay, well, this is actually a picture that I'm reading from, but it says, shadow work is the process of exploring your inner darkness or shadow self. Shadow work uncovers every part of you that has been disowned, repressed, and rejected. It is one of the most authentic paths to enlightenment. So, in other words, it is recovering, like, reprocessing your trauma and, like, figuring out the parts of yourself that you repress, and kind of going back to the beginning of, like, why do I repress this? What happened to make me do this? And so I've been kind of skimming through this one blog post, and they have a really nice, like, infographic on it. So I'll post that in the link, or in the description. And then, the other day I was watching a video on YouTube by the Queen Poe, and she was talking about shadow work. And that was the first time that I actually, like, was able to really wrap my head around it. And then it's so funny because it goes back to Carl Jung. And when I came back in this season, episode 20, oh damn, what was that? I think that was 24. I'm acting like I can't look it up, but the season of finding shit. And I was talking of, this is after I found my car, after it was stolen, and I had given up going back to the strip club. And to think how many months ago that was, like, wow, time flies. But I do remember that there was a part where I was talking about having that I don't be knowing what's going on in school because it just be so much to process. So, like, when we talked about Carl Jung and, like, the ego, the self, the shadow, all of that, I wasn't reading them damn textbooks because I was dealing with my car shit and everything else that life was throwing at me. So that was one of the things that I didn't put too much effort into learning. And I also just, when I did try to like go back and read about it and figure it out, it was too much for me to comprehend. I was like, what is happening? I really didn't know. So I just left it alone. And then that's when I think I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in one of these episodes, but I can't remember. I think, was it Retweet My Shit, Bitch? I think it was, because I had showed, it was around that time. It wasn't Asparagus Pussy. When I recall these titles, it's crazy. I don't think it was Asparagus Pussy. I don't think it was Attack of the Squirrel. I'm pretty sure it was Retweet My Shit, Bitch. But I had mentioned in that episode that it took me some time to understand that. So to give you a timeline, like I was learning about it back in maybe, what was time? Because I recorded Season of Fine and Shit when I took a break from the podcast. And that was, I want to say maybe around like October, November. And I had been referencing this was around September when I recorded it. Actually, September going into October, yeah. And we had did an exercise, a guided imagery exercise, and I had saw, my teacher was like describing us going down this path, and then somebody comes up to us and hands us something. Not too much focus on who was the person, but what was the object. And I had said, and I believe, and I don't know if I mentioned that in Season of Fine and Shit, but it was that time where we were supposed to do that guided imagery and then write a reflection on it. And it was supposed to be based on some of this like shadow work, Carl Jung research. And I just didn't do it because I said in Retweet My Shit, Bitch, that I had a really hard time understanding, like already not having taken the time to read the coursework, and me being disappointed in, I don't even want to know, I don't want to say disappointed, because I wasn't disappointed, it was just that I didn't have the knowledge and understanding of the shadow and the ego, and like I knew the terms, but I didn't really understand in relation to the assignment. And I was kind of judging myself because I was like, I mentioned in Retweet My Shit, Bitch, that when I initially did the exercise, I saw, like, I was given a stack of money, but the person, and for those of you, this is crazy.
Y'all, I've been talking for 13 minutes, bro. And I didn't even have this on. I'm going to just sit in silence for a second. Because I've really been sitting here rapping. And the only audio was from my phone. And I hate that audio. So, welp. Anyway, back to what I was... I need a motherfucking nap. So back to what I was saying though. Damn, that really just threw me off. That just pissed me off. Cause I really, y'all know since day one, been struggling with the mics, been fucking around with this sound, and I'm so upset that just happened. But it's okay. So, I didn't, so what I was trying to say, which made me look at my computer, is to those of you who are listening, I was doing quotation marks when I said who I saw, whatever it was I said, who I saw, but it was me, and quotation marks me, because it wasn't a physical per se representation of me. What I felt and what I saw was like this kind of like glowing light aura that I perceived as myself. So I perceived this light as myself handing myself money. And in the moment, I was just really caught up in like, oh, that's so cliche. I gave myself money. Wow. And also at the time, that was when I had literally, before that exercise, I found my car the day before. So I think I might have, because I was doing classes Tuesdays, Thursdays. So then, season of finding shit, I recorded that episode the next day because I found my car on Tuesday, had class on Wednesday, did that exercise. Then Thursday, I had class again, and then left class to go to the strip club. And then that's when I was like, yeah, boss, this isn't for me. So yeah, go back and check those episodes out. But yeah, so at the time, I hadn't really didn't have any understanding, didn't care to do it. And then once I kind of looked back, and so that's why I did the other artwork that I talk about in Retweet My Shit Bitch, because she had said that we could either do that, like write up a report on that, or we could do a dream analysis. So I was like, oh, let me do this dream. And I still haven't really figured out, since it's been so long since I had that dream, and I don't know, I gotta look more into that, but I'm just not there right now. So anyway, I bring all of that up to say that now, I was just kind of, I've been enjoying YouTube University. I see why y'all like it here. I've never been a YouTube watcher, but I've been in this house on YouTube, every little thing. I'm like, what is it? But I'm having a ball. I am having a ball, especially since I'm not in school right now. Taking that break and still wanting. I love learning, so wanting to get more. So I stumbled across the shadow work video and just kind of started, and I was like, oh, it finally makes sense to me. And so what is shadow work? Like I said, it's like recovering, like looking back at your past trauma and figuring out what did you repress that makes you exhibit these behaviors now. So like if you're a bad, unhealthy, I don't want to say bad, unhealthy communicator, at what point was your first like unhealthy communication, and how has that manifested? Like how did that serve you? And really thinking about like, how does that no longer serve you? So the one of the examples that the Queen Poe did give is like, if you grew up in a household where mommy and daddy, or whoever your parents, your guardians, whoever you look up to that was taking care of you, it was constant arguing in the house, and whoever was like the lead or somebody in the house, they would argue and they would start getting loud to like overpower the other person, and it always resulted in them getting their way. So maybe if you were on the receiving end of that, maybe your reaction was like you shut down, or maybe you just kind of, it was like a dynamic where that person talked to another person that way, so you're like, oh, okay, that's how I get what I want. So it's either now you shut down, or you exhibit this behavior, and that's what makes it unhealthy, and you have a hard time communicating. So kind of doing that work to see like, okay, this is what I'm struggling with, this is what I have the problem with. When do I really recall this starting? So I'm I am. um, that's what I'm dealing with right now. I'm doing some shadow work, and it's definitely, take your time, do it kind of one thing at a time, because if you try to start looking into all your trauma, then you really gonna be stressed the fuck out. Oh man, you're gonna be so stressed the fuck out, because even this one little thing, I'm like, oh. But I'm excited. I'm having fun. It's uncomfortable, but I'm finding very fruitful things coming out of the uncomfortableness. And so I'm like, with me doing that, and then I have some things going on at work, which both of these things have been taking priority the past, like, really, it's been over the course of a couple weeks, but really so in the past week since I last recorded. And I'm like, I don't got nothing to talk about. I don't want to talk about nothing because everything's still in the thick, um, so I was like, well, I could at least just talk about shadow work and what that is. And so when you're breaking this down, it's like we have three parts of yourself. And you have like the self, which is the conscious being of you, and then you have like the ego and the shadow. So the ego is this, it's conscious, but this is the persona. Um and thinking about like when you let your ego get ahead of you, and usually sometimes like that might be what reacts to certain things. And then you have the shadow. And so the I'm looking at the model. This is Jung's model of the psyche, and I could actually put a picture up. But yes, you have like your personal self, your personal unconscious self in the middle. And then you have like your persona, your ego, which is what is displayed to this outer world. And this is like the conscious part. These are really like you are making these decisions to present and show up this way, right? And so then you have the shadow or the animus, which is the inner world, and it's the collective unconscious. These are the things that are those repressed memories, when you experience rejection or some kind of trauma. And, one day I maybe will probably talk more, because trauma has always been something that I wanted to dig deeper into, and like trauma informed education and trauma informed practices, is definitely something, but I'm just, that's one of those things that I'm not there yet. But that's essentially, what it is and what defines a trauma. I'm not going to speak too much on it because again I don't know that at this moment, but like the idea of a big T and a little t. And so usually send corrections to two scrippers one pole at gmail.com. Like the big T's are going to be something like somebody died, or maybe you were assaulted, or like something that was just like really big. And then the little t could be something like, you were really excited to have your first cheerleading competition, and you invited your uncle, your pappy, whoever else, and nobody showed up. And so but with that being said too, that could be a big thing for you. That could be your big T. So that's why I say like I don't know too much. If you know more about big T, little T, if it really is valid, because like it's like, you had to deal with that. You were the one. That's your trauma. So nobody should be invalidating it, because you know how it made you feel, whatever that is, or that thing, that trauma is. It made you feel a certain type of way, which then influenced, so this was a really big competition for you, and you wanted everybody to come and nobody came, or they came late so they missed your performance, or they came and they left early so they missed your performance, or something else. And it's just like, so then whatever happened, it made you fuck it. Maybe what then happened was, I'm not going to cheer no more. I'm not going to participate because nobody comes out to see me. Nobody comes to my thing, so I'm not going to do this no more. Or I'm just not going to invite people, and you're in that way you're shutting people out. And yeah, and so then another thing that I've learned too is that with shadow work, especially depending on whatever that trauma is, you don't have to involve the person that was involved in the trauma. And especially depending on what it is, it's probably not even worth it. Or maybe you are focused on rebuilding a relationship with someone, but you don't have to tell them necessarily that you're doing that work. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to kind of figure out what forgiveness means and looks like for you. Um, yeah. So that's my little tidbit on the shadow work. But I just thought it was funny that like, again, to go back, well, not again, but I've said it before. It's just like this podcast is, it holds me accountable. It keeps me honest, and it's always just interesting to go back and look at things and see how things have changed. Whether that be a loss, quotation marks, because I don't really think anything is a loss. It's like I've said, it's a lesson in everything. How like growth, just overall growth, or how like I didn't know something then, and then however many months later, forgetting that I even said or did whatever, how it then comes back into play, or even things that I've said just kind of like jokingly, like, oh, this, da 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 da, I want this, or this is going to happen, and how it actually is happening. Because sometimes I just be talking, and it's like, oh, okay, all right. So I was like, yeah, I'm doing my shadow work. I'm not gonna talk about my shadow work, but I could talk a little bit more about that. So, what else I got on here? Um, yeah. Oh, okay. So, yeah, I was talking about The Boys last week. And it got even crazier. I do so. If it made you go and watch it, or if you didn't, like I said, it is gory. It's not, and it's I'm having a hard time with this season because they did it to the motherfucking max. It's insanity. um and I'm just like, oh my god, it's so dark. And I don't want to give y'all too much if you do watch. And I don't want to spoil anything. So when the season's over, I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of time because they're still releasing episodes. Oh, they release them on Thursdays, just like me. So go listen to it today, or go watch it today, or if you're watching this on Saturday or any other day. After you get off this, start the A Train. A Train is a character, but the Boys Train, because I think it's a great show. But just know you about to. I hope you got a therapist, baby, or some journal prompts or something ready, because they talking about a lot of shit. Um, but what else was I gonna say? It was something in relation to that. Oh, so what I do realize too, though, or what I like put the pieces together, that part of the reason, talking about this shadow work, look at that, a natural connection. So damn, that was loud. Those sound waves are crazy and my ears hurt. But this season the characters are doing that shadow work. They are, it's a lot of just like reliving traumas, and I'm like, it still didn't need to be this damn gory for you to get the point across on all the things. So I'm repulsed in so many ways, but I'm also like, I see the nuggets that they drop in, and I'm like, ooh, what they gonna say about this person? What's your motive here? What's gonna be the end game? So I'm here to the end. I need to see it through. But yeah, it's definitely great. So if you haven't started watching it, go watch. Please don't start from season 4, because that one, you won't even know what the fuck is going on. And it's too disgusting. They definitely do a good job at building blocks. Okay. But yeah, I didn't even realize until this moment that like that they're doing shadow work in there. So that's funny. Um yeah, so other than that, the only other thing I have to talk about is this is gonna be a short episode. Yay to me, because that editing, baby. Oh, my mama asked me to edit something for her today, and I was like, oh, I don't want to do it. And I know I could say no. You can say no, setting up boundaries. However, what it is that she asked me to do really doesn't take me that long. It's just like, damn, okay. And it is for something very important, and the only reason why she asked me to do it is because whoever gave it to her was very last minute with that. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, um I was talking to Katie, y'all, and she was like, I told her I was trying to record. She was, and everyone wanted to fucking call me today. I was like, today was supposed to be an easy day. I was gonna go into work. I was gonna go do my responsibilities, and then I was gonna come home, and I was gonna start. I have, y'all, my plants. I'm a certified plant mama. My baby's is thriving, okay? You know Georgina, she be doing good. For those of you who are new here, Georgina is my fiddle leaf. My fiddle fig leaf. I can never remember, but it's one of them. I posted a picture of her in Big Booty Hoe. Um so she's doing well. However, karma, she's kind of leaning, so I think it's definitely time to repot her, and I needed like a dowel for her to stick so she could be a long strong tree. Lil Durk he's alive, and his leaves do the things leaves do. He just won't grow any. And I was reading, I was like, it's a feminine plant, so maybe a more feminine name might I don't know. We'll see. But my snake plant is Lena, and I've had I don't know. She does look really tall. She's much taller than no, she's not taller than Georgina. But now that I think about it, I don't think I have any original pictures because I feel like I've never really noticed any growth in the original pot that I put her in. Um, and now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I don't. Maybe she did get taller because the other one. So anyway, Lena, a snake plant, and I propagated her like way back, and I had her in like I think I took like 6 leaves from it and or stalks. I don't really know the proper terminology, but I took like 6 of those and I separated them into 2 plants, and they weren't really doing anything. So then I finally was just like F it, and I put them back together. So then I've noticed over the course of like the past like maybe 2 months or so, that this new plant that I did is just thriving. It was like a good period for like maybe it might have been last month. Every day I looked, it was a new. And I'll just show you, because I won't show you Lena because she's big, but I'll show you the other plant. I don't have a name. Oh, this pot is heavy. Oh, look, it's a little Chia Milano. Go Caps, all caps. I haven't actually started the chia process because it's a lot of work. Like, you gotta be on it. But that was one of the giveaways at one of the games. Anyway. Oh my god, this pot is heavy. Oh, okay. This is my snake plant. It does not have. I'm gonna have it sit here with me because it wants some attention. I was like, let me put some plants on the thing. Here we go. Oh, so cute. It does not have a name, but like the darker green leaves, and I don't know if you could tell because this lighting sucks, but there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so it was 7, maybe 8 original leaves on here, or stalks, the darker green ones that I started with, and then out of nowhere I just started seeing all these other ones pop up, and they're actually growing really fast. Because I remember this one right here that I'm pointing to, I remember when he popped up, and that was literally like maybe 2 weeks ago, to be honest. So I'm trying to get more into just like plants and stuff, as I've been saying, and like particularly trying to learn how to better take, because I used to have an app, but after that free trial ended, I was like, baby, no. So I've just kind of been winging it and hoping that nobody dies. But I'm trying to do a better job of like, okay, these are the plants that I have, and this is how you properly take care of them and placing them in the right environments. This little mix right here, I follow, I think her name is Paige Blossom Effect on Instagram, and I've been watching her videos and learning more about plants. So this mixture is it's water, alcohol, neem oil, and then some peppermint soap. But this is like, she didn't really give measurements. She just kind of eyeballed it. And so I did the same thing. So I used water. But see, this is the thing, right? Okay. So one, the alcohol that I used, I went to my mama house and she was like, yeah, you need some alcohol. It's expired though. And I was like, I didn't even know that alcohol expired. So I don't really know if the alcohol doing what it need to do, because it expired in 2023. So yeah, that. And then the soap, in the video that she did like the liquid drops. But I'm trying to be cost effective, and a bottle of that, because I was like, I don't need that much, because it was really only like 2 drops, and they didn't have a smaller bottle. But in the video the store Target was selling it for like $15. I was like, I don't even like the smell of peppermint for real. So I know that I really right now that's not what I need. So I actually ended up getting the bar of soap and cutting off a piece of it and letting that soak in water overnight to dissolve and then mixing it in here. So this is just kind of like my dollar store version of what she had, because hers definitely didn't look like this. And I've only sprayed it. I sprayed it. I did it yesterday on all my plants, because I did also notice that I had some what is it, fungus gnats or something that's going on. So I'm like, oh no, I've been doing really good, y'all. So I have some spray roses right now. I have an amaryllis, which I still have yet to get to bloom, but this her name is Cheryl. I had her, she was doing well before, and then she died because I took too long to repot her. And so then luckily I was able to start regrowing her. And her leaves are definitely doing better, because the first time that I grew her, without because I took too long to repot her, she started dying and the leaves were like yellowing and falling over, and like the leaves I can pick that up and bring her over here. So this is my amaryllis. um and the first time I had her, she, like, you see the leaves go out. Like, this girl, because it's a bulb. I don't know much about plants, okay? So please do not ask me any plant questions, because I'm gonna tell you to Google it, because that's what I do. But I do know that she is a bulb, and so I'm assuming that the reason why she grows so damn big is because she should be in the ground, but I don't have a ground to put her in yet. So she's in this pot. But I know that they only bloom every so often, or like one, I don't know, because I haven't gotten to get her to bloom. So that's the goal. But she's doing well, because the first time, and this is the same bulb too. This is, Cheryl. She's a trooper. It was like, they're naturally falling over, but it's not like they were saggy. And I wanted to like show you, but I don't want to hurt her. But I'm sorry, baby. But even that, like, it was the leaves, these parts were strong, but these were like bent and just like curling in and all of that. Let me fix you. I'm sorry, baby. Um and they started yellowing at the tips, and then she just died on me. But I never threw her away, and I was able to like figure out the roots and rehydrate the roots, and then she grew these lovely babies. So this is my baby too. So yeah, I call her Cheryl because she just give me old lady vibes. You know what I'm saying? So I have spray roses. I have that. I have an aloe plant. I have a little baby cactus. I have this one that I don't have a name for. I have a basil plant. I have a spider plant. I have a poinsettia. I have some other type of aloe. I don't know what kind of aloe it is, but my mom had got it as a gift, and then she's actually kind of scared of the plant, because it apparently blooms a flower, and she says it happens overnight. Like, it comes out and it looks all like tendrically. It's weird, and I did see it. It does kind of feel alienish. And I don't know what kind of aloe it is. But yeah, so I have one of those. I have the larger snake plant. I have the two fig leaves. I don't know let me put Cheryl in this one back, and I'll actually run to my room real quick and get my other ones. Oh, I have a money tree, Benji. Oh, Benji. So this is the funny thing. This is my fourth money tree. So really, it's Benji 4.0. And my first money tree was doing really well. And then, because it was originally Georgina, Benji, the original OG Benji, and then I had this other plant that I'm gonna bring and show you, which who's the original plant. Her name was Gracie, or Grace, and they were all doing well. And then I fertilized them for the first time, and Benji was pissed. He died. He was like, never motherfucking again. So then I tried 2 more times to try to get a money plant or a money tree, and it just wasn't working out. So finally, this one, he is thriving in there. I was like, oh my God, my baby. He's still not like, I want him to grow like a tree, but he's not there yet. But he's a little bushy motherfucker. Let me put Cheryl back. Oh. Oh no, did I hurt you? I'm sorry, Mama. So sorry. I'm trying to show you off and I hurt you. Don't call playing CPS on me now, or I guess it's PPS, Playing Protective Services. Oh, before I go get that, well, since it's technically a quick break, make sure to follow on Instagram at 2scrippers1pole and the backup page, 2scrippers1pole the pod. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube and listen to us wherever you are on podcasts, and join motherfucking Patreon, okay? 2scrippers1pole. You got access to behind the scenes poll. And this whole time I was like, we need to work smarter, not harder, right? And I'm like, I ain't been putting ads in, but I still have ads. So I'm going to just insert the ads for the new people, because since you've been subscribing, you ain't even seen none of my ads. So use this as your cue to go over to Patreon, right? Because let me pull this up right quick. Let me see. What you getting from Patreon? Patreon.com. I need to call them and ask them if they need what is it? I don't know. There is 30 videos and 2 audios. So you got 32 pieces of content in there, right? And there's more to come. So that is behind the scenes poll play. That's original videos. That's motherfucking toy talk and Tales of a Sensual Findom, and then some bonus audio. Which I also forgot to mention, I think it was last episode. Rhea is also in a bonus audio episode that is available on Patreon, or if you're a Spotify listener, for 99 cents a month, you have access to 2 of the bonus audios. And the 2 bonus audios that are in there is that episode with Rhea when we were waiting for Ahava to come, and then and that was before dating do's and don'ts. Me and Rhea was waiting for Ahava to come, and then whenever Tal come over, she start acting a damn fool on a mic. So that is something with her. But yeah, so go subscribe, y'all. Go check that out. Watch these ads, and I'll be back with my plans. Y'all have an electric tea kettle, get on that shit ASAP Rocky, yo. It comes in so much handy. If you're a drink, like if you're a habitual tea drinker, like if I'm not drinking plain water, I probably have at least like minimum 4 cups of tea a day. And for the most part, I actually do drink them. And I'm noticing I just have, ooh, nice touch. Let's talk like the strengths. A good old little scarf could do. This could also be used as a blindfold. Anything that's like that. So you got like a scarf, whether that's a hair scarf or a regular neck scarf. This is my cheetah print because y'all know I'm a motherfucking cheetah girl. Oh, with that though, if you're going to do booty hole play with these or any device, once you use something for the butthole, don't use it for anything else. Like, that is now a butt toy. So if you have a favorite toy that you're like, ooh, this will really feel good in my butt, go ahead and buy a second one, because you're not supposed to cross contaminate. Now, you could move it from one booty hole to the next booty hole. I wouldn't suggest in the same session, maybe like if you're using a condom, but don't go from the coochie hole to the booty hole or the mouth or any other orifices. And honestly, I'm tired of putting in effort in all areas of life. I just want to crawl into a corner and just let everything else happen for me because I'm so tired. Let me go back. Greetings, Mistress Mango. I'm a fat white boy with a food and feeding fetish I'm losing control over. Is this something you might like to explore or even exploit? I said, ooh, fat white boys are fun. How fat are you? He said, hee hee, thanks, mistress. I'm over 260 pounds now, barely 5'8". I always had desires to get fat and ballooned since COVID. So I said, you're such a big boy. I just got finished eating a sandwich myself. What have you eaten so far today? Okay, I'm back like a crazy plant lady. So this is Benji. Say hey. I'm so proud of my boy. Look at him. Look at him. Yes, that's Benji. Benji 4.0. Then I have this little succulent that I got as a gift. My internship gave it to me on like we did like a little party and they gave us succulents, but I actually need to repot that and make sure he's okay. Then I don't know the name of this plant. And this is, I don't know like the actual name. This isn't a pothos. I don't know. And I forget what my app had told me. But this, like Benji, this one has lived many lives. So my mom actually had this plant and named it Steven. And then she gave me some cuttings. So I think she gave me like Steven 2.0. And I lost count of how many Stevens we had. Because it's about my third or fourth Steven. And she got, so then I have him in this cup. Because these can survive in water, or you can actually put them in the soil, I believe, and then they kind of grow above the soil. So I try to be careful with this one because, so if you know what plant this is and you know how to best take care of it, please help me, because I love this guy but I be struggling. So I have another one that is in soil, but he's not doing too hot, so I'm probably just gonna take him out anyway. I forgot all about my bamboo trees, so I don't really know this. I got these from IKEA, and this one was actually a bigger one. Oh yay, it is growing roots. So this one right here was actually a bigger one, but it started to dry out. And this was like kind of like this right here, like one of these. It was I guess a node or an attachment. So I had like broke that off of it because it still had some green in it, and I stuck it in here. I need to clean that out. So that's my bamboo plant. I'm in the jungle, y'all. That. And so then this plant that I also don't know. I don't know the name of. This was hanging. So you see, y'all help me. I don't know how to take care of these plants. I'm learning though. So this guy I propagated, honestly. So it was funny because I saw this video of this girl posting of like her mom, I think, and her mom came in with the plants and she was like calling her a crazy plant lady because she just started pulling all of these plants that she had like propagated or took herself from somewhere she went. And sometimes this is the first time that I've done that I was just like, I saw a plant in the wild and was like, oh, I want it. And so I broke it off at the node. And have been trying to. So I've had this maybe for about 2 months, but I did notice I'm doing something right, because this is the newest leaf right here, the only one that's really standing up and standing on business. So those are my plants right now. I'm still kind of, when I took these out of my room, I was like, now my room feels empty as shit. So I'm still trying to learn more about them and really figure out what is the best environment, especially since, I did mention there's some changes going on. So I just want to make sure that all of my plants, like, and I'm growing some. So I'm growing thyme, sage, rosemary, lavender, peppermint, and chamomile. And I also have cute, which is like kind of off from the rest of them, but I also have cucumbers and green beans that I want to grow. And I have been hesitant on planting all of them because I was like, oh, I don't want to get started and then have to like, figure out what I'm going to do with them, where they're going to be. And I finally just the other day was like, fuck it. So I didn't do the green beans or the cucumbers, but I did everything else. And so the other day I noticed, y'all, look at my time. Oh, look, okay. I thought I knocked the plant over. Just my water bottle. Okay, so side note. All right. So I have on this like moo. I love me a good moo. Okay, look at that thing. But these are really not conducive to trying to move around. Like, I don't like driving. This is literally the cookout dress. Because clearly trying to navigate my own household on the couch is difficult and driving is a nightmare. So anyway, here's my time. Real hot girl shit. Yeah, I just walked past the other day and I was like, oh my god, my babies are growing. I'm gonna rotate it because I noticed they're all kind of going that one way. And then I noticed that there's like literally a little like one little sprout of the chamomile, so that was exciting. But yeah. Oh, and then I forgot, I also have a mint plant, which I've tried to do mint so many times, and one of these days it's gonna stick. We're gonna get there. And then I was like, I wanted to do a plant swap, organize a plant swap, and with some friends, and they were saying that they don't know if they could like get all the resources and things in place for a couple of months to do it, but they did like the idea. And like somebody else was like, well, what are you looking for, because I have some plants. So I told her all of the plants that I'm looking into, because I was like, if I can get them, oh, my phone's over there, if I can get them for free, or do like a plant swap, because I'm the snake plant, the larger one, I'm like, I'm gonna just cut that down and start, everybody gonna get a snake plant from me. That's what it's gonna be, because I don't need both. So I'm planning on repotting and propagate with cuttings, whatever. I don't know the proper terminology. Okay. I did get a book on propagation now, so I'm excited to read that. But I have this other book that is called, I'm blanking on the author. It's in, I guess I gotta take these plants back in my room anyway. So I'm gonna cut to another quick commercial break. No, because I don't have a recording for it, so it's not really a commercial break. I'm gonna just go do what I need to do and cut it. But before I go, if you're feeling horny, we're getting on the end of the episode because I really don't got much to talk about after this. I always say that and then ramble on for 30 more minutes. But if you're feeling horny, head on over to Balesa and use code BB Bustin' Nuts 30. Bustin' Nuts 30. Let me go look it up. How about that? Y'all, I think I whatever I said last week, I think it's Bustin' Nuts 30. I don't be planning this stuff. I do be planning this stuff, but like I said, it be going one way in my head, and then I don't even think I updated the link tree. Wow, I need to get it together. Get it together. Oh, I wonder if I was a soul singer in my past life. No, that's not what I meant. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Hey, and I will always love you. No, okay, so that still says I can go to my arc. I'm pretty sure it's Bustin' Nuts 30. And the reason why I don't know and can't give you a exact answer in this moment is because all of the stuff that is related to the podcast is on the phone I'm recording with. But check out the code at the bottom of this screen, or if you're listening, in the description, and I will be right back with my book. Yeah. Ah, I almost broke my foot. All right, so some book recommendations. I have not opened this book yet, but it did pop out to me. I was in Target, and it's by Hilton Carter, The Propagation Handbook, a guide to propagating house plants. So I'm definitely gonna see. Oh, is that one of the plants that I asked somebody that I'm looking for? I think so. Yeah. So it's talking about how to do it in water, looking for root development. It does have like different plants specifically, and the snake plant. Oh, perfect. I need to put a little sticker so I know to come back there. Like what to look for. Oh, this is perfect. I'm so glad I got this damn book. I need to get some clippers. That's what I need. How to cut the stem. Oh, I'm gonna have so much fun. I'm so excited. So that, and then this book is called Plant Witchery by Julia Diaz. Discover the sacred language, wisdom, and magic of 200 plants. So how this book is set up, it is a spiritual book, and it has like what plants are in here, and then she kind of just gives like, how to interact with the book, what other, just kind of like what is magic, what is a plant witch, things like that. And I love using the word witch just for shock value. Also, it was speaking, since I'm talking about witches, it's funny because when I was a kid, one of my mom's friends who was very active in the church, they had a Halloween party, and we went, and I dressed as a witch. But I was like, everybody was looking at me like, who the fuck let this bitch in? And I was just like, but I'm a good witch. I don't understand. Like, so I didn't realize that it wasn't appropriate to go to the church function as a witch. But anyway, back to this. So it has like all these chapters. I have got into a lot of it is just like her background, and kind of like the philosophy of it. So I've been reading that, and then there's like more talk about just like the seasons and moons and just daily practice and things like that. So I haven't read that part yet because I've been kind of switching back and forth, but they have the different things, and so the way they break it down is like the name, the known name, and then the scientific name, and then the essential properties. So for example, the lipstick plant, which is something I do want, is the essential properties. This is usually associated with like creativity, abundance, and happiness. And some of them I really wanted a book, because I wanted a book about plants, more so herbs, but this one has actual like house plants in it too, which I didn't realize at first. I wanted a book. So if you have any herb book recommendations or plant book recommendations that have the actual pictures of like, more specifically herbs, that's what I was looking for. If you have a book of herbs that does have like the pictures of what they look like, that would be really helpful. Thank you if you could suggest that to your girl. um but yeah, so it's like the essential properties and then like a little bit of background on it, and then what the plant, if it is used for medicinal purposes. And then some of them have like actual like spells or things that you could do with it. And then like magical properties and just like the wisdom of the plant interacting with it. So if you are into what people say witchy woo woo shit, or you just want to like tap more into spiritual practice, because everything is energy and connecting with nature. So yeah, this book, I'm thoroughly enjoying it right now. um Not all of them, like some of them have a drawing, like a little, I can move in, like this is garlic. Some of them have a little drawing of what the plant looks like, but I want something that has like the actual yeah, so that's not a pothos. I don't know what that is. Y'all let me know what that plant I showed y'all was, because this says pothos. I want a pothos. um but yeah, like some of the things that I'm trying to find, I want a ZZ plant, which I saw a ZZ plant for the first time many years ago, and I just thought it was, I was like, oh my god, it's something about this plant that I just love so much. So I definitely want to get a ZZ plant in my hands. I want a string of pearls. I have the spider plant already, but I'll definitely get more, or just propagate this one. I do want a prayer plant and a pothos. Well, I already have the poinsettia. Um, I do want a monstera, and an alocasia, I think it's called. One of my friends said, I was like, I want a never plant, and she said she had it. She was like, she has two, and I can just have the second one because she don't know what's going on, but for whatever reason, she just like, it's not fucking with her. And then I want the lipstick plant, and what was this? I want a bleeding heart as well. I already have my little cactus. So yeah, and I have my aloe vera, and I want the alocasia. I want some air plants too. It's funny because I didn't realize it was. I think yesterday I realized that this had like not only herbs, it had actual plants. And me and my mom, we were in the store so I could get some of the stuff to make this mix. And then I'm gonna make my own soil mix with perlite, orchid bark, and just potting soil. And so I was in there getting that, and we started looking at air plants, and she was like, what is air plants, and da da da. So then I was like, oh, it's in here, that's so interesting. I've been rapping, it's really been an hour. So what else? It was something else that I was going to say. It's 7 p.m. Friday, 95 degrees. I ain't got no nigga, and no nigga ain't got me. I just want to say shout out to Glorilla for real, because I was thinking about, so I told y'all last week, oh, that's how I got here. Morning routine. That is something positive that has definitely been really nice in the past week or so. So I'll get up in the morning, and I'll do a little like, gotta clear the energy, do a little sage. Well, no, not sage, I do Palo Santo. I don't really do sage, I do more of like smoke cleansing. So just taking like a heated up charcoal and putting herbs directly on it, and then just like walking through. That's what I do, more so than sage, mainly because like sage has is traditionally Native American, with their practices and like smudging. And I don't know too much, so send corrections to two scribblers one pole. But that is like something that I've consistently read about, is that like that was one of those things that was just kind of like, ooh, this is so cool, and gentrified. So I don't sage as much. I usually go the smoke cleansing route, or I just go straight to Palo Santo, just depending on whatever it is I'm doing. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I'll do that. I'll like make my little tea, and I'll listen to Cash Doll. 1, never let a nigga fuck you over more than once. 2, anybody owe you bread, do not accept the crumbs. 3, Remember, you can never tell these bitches anything. 4, today she call you sis, tomorrow she your enemy. 5, money to the side, don't let no nigga leave you dry. 6, if they say it's up, you better ride. 7, keep the family first, put that in front of everything. 8, bet that on yourself if you gonna roll the dice on anything. 9, any points to be made, don't be scared to prove it. 10, and you better look fucking good when you do it. Okay? I'm pretty sure I got all of those right because I've been playing that song on replay. I know my neighbor's mad. I play about 4 times, then I do yoga. And then I play it again. And then like I play it a couple of times in rotation as I'm getting set up to do yoga. Then I do yoga, and then afterwards I play it again, and then I just let YouTube go. So I've been listening to a lot of Lotto, a lot of Glorilla, a lot of Meg, a lot of Cash Doll, just on repeat, and I just love it. Like it's a hot girl summer for real. The girls is out and ready. But to Glorilla, so yesterday I did a live game night on Loyal Fans, and in the background I was just kind of watching YouTube, and so her new song TGIF finally, like, the video, and I was like, because I saw it on like the memes and shit, and first of all, showing off my moose knuckle is crazy, but I love it. Moose knuckles all 2024, baby. The biker shorts is out and the moose knuckle is ready. Okay. Fuck up, Michael. Of course, I got a moose knuckle, bitch. Okay, sorry. That was unhinged. So I had saw like the crop tops and some biker shorts. I'm showing off my moose knuckle. And then when she took off her wig in the video and started waving it, and y'all, I wore, well, if you join Patreon, the first toy talk that I did by myself, I was wearing my wig, and I definitely took it off because it was hot as shit. So one thing about me, when I was still actively wearing wigs, I don't give a shit. I have so many videos of me just ripping the wig off because I don't care. It's hot, okay? I was trying to look cute, and I'm still cute as a bald head. I'ma still bag your motherfucking bitch, okay? Yeah. So I just thought it was funny, and then it popped up, and so then I really started thinking, because then it just went on like a Glorilla train yesterday, and it was so many of her songs, and they played Blessed, and I was like, I really do. First of all, I love Glorilla because I'm not like a huge Glorilla fan. Like, I'm not about to sit here and act like I know her whole discography. I know like Blessed and Tomorrow and Wanna Be with Meg and this song, and then like maybe a couple of Fuck Nigga Free. Yeah, so I don't know everything, but I know like the ones that have definitely hit. But Internet Troll, and it's like when you really listen to her lyrics, it's really uplifting. Like, she is really the ghetto bitch that made it, and I believe that's what she said herself. But yeah, it's just like, so I'm proud of her, and I love listening to her even when I can't always understand. I guess the point that I'm trying to make is her growth, because when Blessed came on, it was like, I really don't know what you're saying. I don't. I know the hook, that's about it. But it's hard to follow. But now, like, there's still, yeah, Glow. It's still like, I think it shows, because with Yeah Glow, it was like, curbing on curbing up this glass hole, yeah, Glow. And it's like, part of it was like, I can't say Cuban, so Cuban, okay? But that's also part of her personality. So that's what makes it fun. Versus like in the beginning, it was just like you were saying things, but it was hard to hear. So that growth in like her enunciation and her projection has been really cool to see and like witness in that moment. And just also like, she be hype. I saw her when I went to Dreamville 2 years ago. She was supposed to have her own set, but she didn't show up. But then Drake came, and he had her come out, and she came. I think she performed was it, no, I think it was I don't remember which song it was, but she came out there, she was hype for her one song, and then she got off the stage, and then I wanna say she was at Broccoli Fest last year, but I can't remember because I know Ice Spice was there. I know Coco Jones was there. There was somebody, and I know that it's like this Mariah the Scientist was there. Because I also Broccoli City was not the best experience for me last year. And I feel like Glorilla was there, but I might be making that up. But no, I don't know. But the point is, like, she's fun. That's a lot of fun. And there was one more thing that I was gonna say that came to mind. Fuck, what was it? It was something else I was gonna say that came to mind, and I can't remember what it was. It didn't have to do with plants because I didn't even plan on talking about plants, to be honest. I don't know. So I said 20 minutes ago I was gonna wrap it up, and here I am still wrapping it up. So I'll just go ahead and move on, and maybe if I remember what the fuck I was talking about. So I posted in the story, ask me anything, and so Am's Tattoos said, do I do links? And I just responded, it really depends on the context of the link. I don't really know what you talking about. So yeah, I mean, if you're another co-creator and you would like to collab, definitely. The caveat with that is, like, and I've said this in other episodes, that you just can't be collaborating with everybody, right? Like, not all platforms mesh. So is there something that we can truly talk about, you know? So I'm more than willing to connect with another content creator, podcaster, whatever it is, but it's like, do we really align, you know? So that's something to consider. And then this is like really one of my favorite questions, and I got so excited. I haven't responded in the story yet, but this person, Song the Universe, asked me, how would one go about getting started in becoming a Dom? And I was like, oh, I love it. I'm so excited. So if you are interested in becoming a Dom, or really anything else in the sex work industry, definitely I would say go back and check out the episode Minnesota 11. So you're thinking about sex work. And I think more so with anything, research. And this is something that you're definitely going to find if and when you get in the community of, like, where you're building, at the end of the day, you are building a brand. There is a difference between lifestyle and pro. If you're going the pro route, I want y'all to see my hands. You are building your brand. You are the brand. So that requires you to figure out your Dom style and who you are. So that's one thing that I can definitely say has been beautiful about this journey. Because I've kind of talked about it before, is that, like, when I first started out versus me now, and just how I communicate, how I see myself, how I identify myself is so much different, and the possibilities that I see from this is so more enriched than what it was before. But that's because it's required me to do that work. So it's required me to do a lot of shadow work. It's required me to this if it wasn't for sex work, I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, I don't know if I would say I wouldn't have found my spirituality. But it's I can't say whether or not, because I don't know, because that is what happened. I started sex work, and then that's what brought me closer to spirituality and really trying to connect more in this, like, this idea of co-creation with the earth, right? And so I can't say that I wouldn't have had it, or maybe it wouldn't have come as fast, but you know, I always knew I had this agnostic identification, and in some ways I still, you know, I think that still qualifies for, you know, if I had to put like well, it's not even a religion, like, you know, agnostic, for those who don't know, is you believe that there is a higher power, but you don't necessarily follow or practice a specific religion or anything. And so I don't know if agnostic still sticks. Which also brings me to like a sidebar. I think in episode 29, Standing on Business, I had said that I was starting to look more into hoodoo, and I was talking about like one of the Orishas I was talking about like that, and I had said, talking about it, like, wow, I have since stopped um, doing that practice because I did get like, if you're going on a spirit, and this is like connected to the question, I'm gonna get back to that specifically, but since I'm on this rant, if you are looking into going on like a spiritual journey or just whatever you're doing, I seeking elders and talking to people, but also being careful with like everything of who you talk to because you never know people's intentions. But I was advised to stop that practice, and to like with the orishas, like doing having being initiated and working with someone who's been initiated into Ifa, I believe, or I think that's how you pronounce it. Send corrections to two scrippers, one pole. But I did just want to say I'm not going to talk too much about it because again, like I don't know enough. And since standing on business, I have learned a lot. So I was like, okay, I put that on hold, and eventually I maybe will find myself back in that realm. But I did just kind of want to say that because I want to be responsible. And somebody was like, girl, no, you don't need to be doing that, relax. And I was like, oh my god, girl, I ain't even know. And then I had mentioned that to somebody else, and it was like, yeah, no, stop. And I was like, okay. So I didn't want anybody, I say that because I didn't want anybody to like go watch Standing on Business, and then I don't even remember what I said, but I know I mentioned it. I was like, I ain't want them to be like, oh, let me go do this and let me go do that, and then life kick up or whatever the fuck. So it's like, let me put that disclaimer out, always, yeah. So anyway, back to how would one go about getting started and becoming a dom. That's where I got. So being willing to do research and do the work, because a lot of it is self-guided. You need to know yourself and what you want to get out of it, both for yourself but materialistically as well. Like, what is your why are you interested to begin with, right? And then starting to do that research, look for people who are in this field, and like kind of just like admiring and trying to see, find people that you think you would connect with, in terms of like maybe there's something about their presence that has drawn them to you, to kind of just like get a little bit more information. But with that being said, it's like that do your research part. Like, don't go to this person and ask them, well, how do I do this, how do I do this, how do I do this? Baby girl, figure it out yourself. Figure it out yourself. Baby boy, figure it out yourself. The same questions. Like, if it's a question, you could, like, did you put it in Google? What did you look at the sources before you went and asked somebody else? Okay, so that's the one thing that I will say. If you decide you want to come into this line of work and then you just start asking questions, and it's like, bro, this easily could have been that. Like, are you doing the work for yourself? Are you trying to get other people to do the work, or that? And more specifically, I've said this a million times that I am involved with Mistress Marley's Patreon, and that's where I really got started because I did see her at a live show in New York, and then I was like, oh my god. And I kind of put a pin in it, and then I came back. I think she like popped up on my timeline one day, and I was like, fuck it, I'm ready. And then I had like asked her, how do I get started? And then she gave me the suggestion. So I did start in like the lower tier, and then and I kind of just did that because there's so many resources on there. She's done an amazing job of putting that together, so many things. And so I started in the $5 femdom tier, and then I think I can't remember when I switched over, but eventually I did switch over to the $20 tier because then you have access to everything. And so I definitely think that it's worth it, and just being able to build community as well. So yeah, I guess figure out why you're interested in it. Just research, be open-minded, be so open-minded, because there's so many things here, there's so many people, and really like don't yuck other people's yum, because you're gonna see some shit that's like what the fuck. But you know, if everybody's consenting to it, that's none of my business. I don't consent to it. I'm not the one for you. But maybe in building community, you know somebody else who does do this, so you can say like, "Hey, I have this sub that approached me," and da da da. But yeah, so I'd say the biggest thing is do your research and figure out your why. Like, why do you even think you're interested? And just kind of be open minded. And I think that there's always something for you to learn. So even going back to, you know, how I went off on my rant, that it's like if I had got into this and I realized I didn't like it, one thing I did get out of it, is that my spirituality. I'm getting more connected with the universe. So that's like a plus. So even if I decide one day I'm not gonna do this shit no more, but I love it. I enjoy it. And in this moment, some of the things haven't necessarily planned out how I would have wanted them to, but I'm just happy. I'm happy to be here. I'm having a great time. I'm having a great time. I can't remember what I was saying from earlier, so when I go back to edit this, I will figure it out. So, oh, no, that's not it. All right, y'all. Be safe. Make good choices.